Okay guys, Matt Rhodes here, and it's day one of a 2-day World's Strongest Man final. 3 events today, and I've had terrible weather there, and that's meant a reshuffling of the order in which they did the events. So we ended up beginning with the shield carry for max distance, followed by the deadlift for reps, and ending with the Fingal's fingers. Brian Shaw on his drive for 5, Tom Stoltman looking to make it 3 in a row, Alexei Novikov looking to add to his 1 title, and Trey Mitchell and Mitchell Hooper looking to get their first World's Strongest Man title. So we got underway with the shield carry and a lot of unfortunate controversy on this. Brian Shaw underperforming, Tom Stoltman looking like he won this. He thought he had, so he dropped the shield. Somehow Mitchell Hooper kept carrying it so low, went just past Tom's mark and won the event. And then the big controversy, Pavlo Kordiaka. He did great, would have been top 3, but then the referee said he didn't touch the line with his foot on one of the turns, and therefore they would deduct the entire distance of 1 full length of the course. Now on the replay we saw that he in fact did not touch the line. However, there was only one referee who was sat down in a chair and gave him the good signal to turn. Unbelievably poor standard referee, and usually in this event you have a referee that walks alongside each of the competitors and tells them when to turn, because of course the shield is so big and awkward, there's a loud crowd, the athletes don't know when to turn. So that cost Pavlo hugely and put him down in 6th place for this event. Massive disappointment for him, and it seemed rather unjust to me. Rules are rules, but in all sports you will follow the officiating of the referees in the moment. The referee gave the good signal. To me that means that Pavlo is entitled to turn. It's not his fault that they then reviewed the tape and saw that he was maybe 10 inches away from the line. Had they deducted him maybe a meter or 2, I could understand it, but an entire length seemed very, very harsh. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So just looking at the end of event 1, Mitchell Hooper with the longest distance of 64.8 meters. Like I say, the last 20 meters of that, it looked like he was going to drop it, and somehow carried on and on and on. Incredible tenacity to win that event. Tom Stoltman, a terrible mistake. He dropped it after 63.15 meters, was celebrating with the crowd and could hardly believe it when Mitchell Hooper then came along and beat his distance. A solid start for Alexei Novikov in 3rd place. He's going to be a real threat here, and Trey Mitchell doing what he always does, quietly getting on with the job, and he's still well in this. Evan Singleton in 5th place. Pavlo Kordiaka, I talked about all the controversy, very disappointing for him. Luke Stoltman in 7th. A terrible start really for Brian Shaw. He's got to play catch up all the way through now, and that's going to be really tough, but hopefully he can do it. Matt Ragg in 9th place and Jacko Schoenwinkel in 10th. So that took us on to the deadlift for reps. Now the weather was terrible there, and they just decided to crack on before it got even worse, so not much rest for the guys. And they were deadlifting in the pouring rain, so huge credit for them for getting on with it, and the fans there who were watching stood in the rain but still cheering them on. It was great spirit from everyone and really nice to see. Now all the guys went, and the last pairing was the top 2 guys from the first event, which was Mitchell Hooper and Tom Stoltman. Mitchell Hooper and Tom knew that they needed 8 reps to win outright, and that's exactly what Mitchell Hooper did, making it 2 wins from 2 events. So impressive all the way through this whole tournament. He's yet to drop a point through the groups or the final. Brian Shaw doing much better this time with 7 reps. However, he has to share the points with Trey, Matt Ragg and Alexei Novikov. So although those guys did so well, splitting the points does them harm and really helps Mitchell Hooper. Tom Stoltman was 6 reps, not bad, but a lot of guys have finished ahead of him there, so he's dropped some points, and crucially, a lot more points on Mitchell Hooper. So if we look overall there, Jacko Schoenwinkel got 5 reps, decent performance for him. Pavlo Kordiaka 4 reps, and Luke Stoltman a disappointing 3 reps. So you see there in the end column, that means that Mitchell Hooper already has a big lead, 4.5 points over 2nd place Alexei Novikov. Trey Mitchell just a point behind Alexei Novikov, and Tom Stoltman just half a point behind Trey. So it's very tight here, but the guys have got to be careful not to let Mitchell Hooper get away. Brian Shaw up to 5th place, but he's 9.5 points off the lead already. He's going to need a lot of things to go well for him to be able to get back into this and get that 5th title. Just a reminder, strongman legend JF Caron joined me yesterday to make a video reviewing World's Strongest Man this year. It's really worth a watch if you've got time. Right, so into the 3rd and final event today, the Fingal's Fingers. Mitchell Hooper had another win here, and that would pretty much mean he's going to win the whole competition, so there's a lot of pressure on the guys to catch up some points with him. So starting off with the kind of sad news, Brian Shaw, who's traditionally great at this event, unfortunately didn't get the 5th and final finger over. I think Father Time is just a story here, but Brian will always go down as one of the all-time greats of strongman. Now 5 guys did get all 5 fingers over, and that included all of the main guys competing for a podium place. However, of those guys, Mitchell Hooper was the slowest to do so. So even though really quite a good result, he's dropped a lot of points here. He only got 5 points out of 10, and that has meant his main rivals have caught him up. So pretty incredibly, after day 1, we've got 1 point separating the top 3. Mitchell Hooper still does hold on to such a narrow lead, but Alexei Novikov just half a point behind, and Tom Stoltman just 1 point behind, and hot on their tails is Trey Mitchell. This definitely is now a 4-horse race for the final. Which of these 4 guys are going to get on the podium? It is still possible someone lower down than them could just about get there, but 100% the winner is going to come from Mitchell, Alexei, Tom or Trey. Let me know in the comments who is going to be crowned World's Strongest Man 2023 tomorrow, and I'll of course be back with a video telling you exactly how it all went down. Please remember to like the video, guys, and drop a comment if you'd like to also.